welcome to another episode of the Partnered Up Podcast. I'm Sergio.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I am Frank.
Welcome, Frank.
What?
You are our first guest on
Official
the Partnered Up
guest.
Podcast. Yeah, the first official guest. We had a couple of guests in the test
We
episode.
had one special guest in the test episode that has not aired. We don't know if it's ever going to air, but it's
Maybe we will unlock that content for Patreons. We'll see.
one day.
But we're excited to have you, Frank.
Well, it's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me. I am a little sad, though, that I don't get my own camera. To be zoomed in and, people can see my...
I want you to look at this setup, okay? Look at that camera, look at this camera, okay?
Yeah.
Does it look like we could fit another camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your kitchen, it's a mess.
If we
I'm
had
sorry.
one more tripod in here, like there would be more tripod than kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to
You know what? Maybe you can get the webcam from
turn the webcam.
the laptop. that we're
Just
using to
zoom in
record.
on Frank.
But yeah, Frank, we're glad to have us. So Frank is joining us from back our hometowns over in the RGV. Not to dox you, but coming over for my big 3-0.
Yes,
That
because
is
last
right.
week's episode, as everyone probably saw, was about Tatiel's birthday, and that's why Frank's here.
A little late, but I made it,
That's fine. It's important that you made it. That's it.
Yeah, well, I tried my best, I got here a little late, like I said, but hopefully we can have some fun after this, play some League.
Some League of Legends. All right, Frank, introduce yourself, where you come from, what do you do, what's your max rank on League of Legends?
So my name is, I'm not going to say my full name, but, my name is Frank. I'm a challenger player on North America. I love League of Legends. I have my KDA cap here.
Hey.
There's not really much to know about me. I'm just Frankie. I'm just there. What else can I say?
What are your mains?
Akali.
Akali?
Akali.
If you couldn't play Akali or Akali got banned, who would you play?
You see, when I first started playing League, I went based on looks. I'm sorry. I'm a guy.
God.
I'm a guy. I'm sorry. So it was between Lux.
That's
and
why League
Akali.
got sued.
It was between Lux and Akali, I remember, and I chose Akali because she was a ninja, and I like ninjas and whatnot. So then I'd probably be a Lux main.
Looks main?
Yeah.
All right. So now, I know you jump around from mid, top, bot. What would you say has been your easiest role to climb on? Well, so you're a challenger player. Do you want to stick to that?
No, I don't actually. But let's just continue. I think the easiest.
Let's just get
role-
over it. Let's just not talk about that.
Okay.
yeah. I think mid lane would be the easiest.
You think of the me? Okay, so I've recently started. So last time I played League, I played like 400 games on Garen top. Nothing but Garen top. If I would get autofilled in something else, I would do Garen, and I would just spin to win. And it got me out of bronze, through silver, and into gold. That was the last season.
Mm-hmm.
Now it looks like the meta shifted a lot more towards assassins, which the Akali is definitely working. I've seen it work. But it's like you're either a hard tank to counter the assassins or you're the assassins that's going around picking everyone off. So now I've spammed like 200 games on Quinn.
I know. I'm aware.
It's a controversial pick in the group, but it sort of works because when you're playing top and I'm playing mid, the roam helps me either get you ahead or help try to get a pick on bot lane because I can fly.
That is true.
But at the same time, it's Quinn, so when he gets behind, it gets real behind hard.
So this is turning into like what is that, guys? Like you can't assume everybody knows what.
And I was about to bring that up. Like we just started talking about a video game that, well, it is popular, but
Maybe not to our audience. Does our audience
Exactly.
know what League is?
Well, I would say that League of Legends is one of the largest esports games, right? If not the largest esports game. So I assume a large portion of our audience knows, but if they don't know, League of Legends is a real-time strategy game. It's also called a MOBA game, massive online player arena. No, What's the beat?
The most popular esports game is League of Legends, according to Gemini.
Yeah, that's right. I know it outperformed one of like the major league sports networks in terms of viewership, but that's because they're global, right? Like a lot of the NFL is just in the U.S.
So Minecraft is the #1 game in the world, but the biggest esports game is League.
So League of Legends is a sport. We're athletes.
So, God, so I wouldn't go that far, okay? I've seen rugby players, okay? Calm down. I was watching, what was we watching earlier? Like on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, we're watching the 2025 split
The spring
LCS
games
or the spring
something
games,
like that. And I was like, what? Because they had commentators, they had like their stats, they had all this stuff. The coaches were wearing suits. I was like, what am I watching? Like a soccer game? Like what's happening?
It's a thing. Like these players get paid millions of dollars to play. They have sponsors from brands.
And I knew that, but to me, I was like, oh, I thought that was only during Worlds, because I know what that is. I know a little bit about League because I'm married to you, and it kind of came with the
territory.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that it was like all around, like, and they have games going on like all throughout the year, and there's like an off season, and they have like their big championships at the end of the season or whatever. I didn't know that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there was an off season, and the reason you're seeing these games going on now is because that's like their attempt to try to fill in the gaps. So for the longest time, like we just had one season, and it was all through Worlds, and then Worlds marked the end of the season, and now we got like these half season. Like we have 2025 split 1. And then we'll have split 2, so it's like split into 2 seasons type of thing.
Correct. And there's also regions like LCS is Korean, LCK is Chinese, I think. And I don't know what other regions there are, right? Those are the famous ones that I know. But there's definitely regions, that have their own games and whatnot.
That is wild.
Because Kimberly is a big baseball player. Basketball player fan.
So my brother is a sports fan. Like he watches like pretty much any sport. He knows what's going on. And when I was younger, we watched a lot of basketball, and I know a lot about it. Not as much as I used to, but I know about it more than I would say Sergio does. And so I'll be like, this feels like a sport. It's like I'm watching a game. So that's why I was like, oh.
Yeah, and I think the reason they wear suits in basketball, like all the players and everyone has like a code of conduct for like, or suits or code of, what is it? Apparel? Dress code. That's the word I'm looking for, dress code. Is because apparently like there was a movement where they wanted to formalize the sport. They didn't want it to seem like it was just, I don't know, like casual or anything. So in order to like bring up the brand of the NBA, they like forced those like suits for the players and the coaches and everyone. So Kimberly sees the first sport, like the split, and like you have the players, they're sitting there in their jerseys, they're about to play, and then she sees the coach walking behind, and they're like in suits with headphones giving directions. She's like, who are these people? Why? Like, do they think this is real? Like, that's almost how it felt. She's like, they think this is a sport. Why are they playing? But yeah, no, it's 100% a real thing. There are like visas. I remember when I was in college, I started a League of Legends club, and
you did?
Yeah,
Really?
and we started looking into getting player visas under sports scholarships. So we were looking to get that set up.
Did you get it done?
No, we did not.
Wow.
But there was immediately, like following us, there was another college.
Oh, there you go. Another clip.
In Ohio, I think.
There was precedence.
Yeah. Well, they got their League of Legends player through a visa. Like they got their visa through the League of Legends player sport community thing. Whatever.
Wow, that's wild.
So they came in through like college sports visas.
That's insane.
So yeah.
That's crazy. We'll talk about you wanted to make a whole like league competition in the Valley, right? You had said.
Yeah, I mean, I would go into tournaments because eventually we stopped the club. Somebody else picked it up, and they started having like tournaments. So I would show up, and I would be part of the tournaments, and I'd be like, man, this is great. But like it's just there in-house inside the college. What I always wanted to do is, it was around the time where they built this big stadium in Edinburgh, the Burdockton Arena, and I was like, man, can you just imagine if there were like chapters of League of Legends in Edinburgh, McAllen, Alamo, Harlingen, Brunswick, like the RGV League of League of Legends.
Yeah.
You have qualifiers, and then you bring in all the finals from the RGV in the Burdockton Arena, put them up on stage, and just make it a thing. I'm like, that would be great. And like that's what I wanted to sort of get up at one point.
I feel like our league players gonna be like non-antisocial to go and like compete in a big arena and like, you know, be able to be around all those people, because most league players I know don't go out. No offense, guys.
Wow, you said that looking at me. All right. No, but
No one
I
in
totally
particular.
I totally agree with Kimberly here, though. I would not go to a tournament in public. Yeah.
To participate or just to watch?
To participate.
You
Right.
go watch?
What would you go watch?
I would go watch, yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not everyone's a player, but like that's what the qualifiers are for. You gather people who are interested, and you get a team in every region, and then you build it for the audience. I wanted it not to be a player. I wanted it because I wanted to see the team.
You want to be like the
show off.
organizer, like
Yeah.
the person who brought it.
That would be awesome. I mean, I would have loved that. Like if I was in high school and there was like an official RGV league that
Someone's
I could
gonna like
see.
hear this podcast and like do that, and then it's gonna be in the Burdock Arena in like 2 years.
Somebody call me, please. I would love to lead that, please. I'm putting a call out now.
No,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Do it.
So it's funny you should bring that up because I was talking to Frank about this a couple days ago about opening up a esports themed bar because you have sports bars, right?
Yeah.
That are regular bars. You just go in and everything. But you don't have anything geared towards esports. So my idea is let's go in, let's put up a couple of TVs to show Counter-Strike because there's more esports than just League of Legends, right? There's League.
You only play League.
There's
So
Rocket League.
That's all I know of.
Counter-Strike. You have Smash Brothers, not to mention like the OG, what's it?
FIFA?
The fighter games.
Oh.
King of Fighters.
Those are
So like
sports.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, those kind of things. So like there are genres for a lot of different people that you could be playing, and if there's no like competitive play going on, you can always like put up streamers. And then my thing was kind of like Hooters and like all the other like themed restaurants, cosplayers. Like the waiters and waitresses could be cosplaying, and they're the ones who are
They don't have
walking
to be
around.
like scandalously dressed. They could just literally cosplay.
No, but I mean, imagine you order a beer and Master Chief serves it to you.
Shit, I'd go there.
Yeah, you just show up and my Master Chief shows up and was like, here's your Dos Equis. Full gear, helmet.
I feel like that would be hard though, because people. I feel like that's niche, but maybe not. You think that's niche?
I think it would have been niche
It-
in like 10 years.
Yes.
10 years ago.
10 years ago, yeah.
I was about to bring that point up. 10 years ago, definitely. But as we, progress more into the younger generation, people like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
And what did you tell me, Frank, when I told you the idea?
I don't remember. One of you.
What was the pushback that you gave me? It was similar to what Kimberly had told us right now. The pushback was, I just people who play video games, like they're just not. I don't think they're gonna go out.
But then-
lot.
But then we talked about it. It's
that's
like
the whole thing. It's very niche. It's 50-50 to be honest.
in like
It's
a big city,
coin
I think
flip.
it'd work.
Oh yeah,
In a big
definitely.
city.
Yeah, you put it in like San Antonio, you put it in Austin. I guarantee you that weebs will unite at one point or another.
Yeah, because you have like places like Emerald Tavern or Vigilante that work really well here.
But those are specific. See, that's I think that's even more niche because those are board games.
Yeah, board games is that one. Vigilante is regular video games, but that's why I think it would work here in Austin. But it would cost more to start it up.
To start up, yep.
But if you started like in McAllen or something,
where it's a little bit cheaper to get
But
off the
I also-
ground,
I also
prove the
feel like
concept.
there's a lot of people who do play video games in the Valley because there's not a lot to do in the Valley. So you have a lot of people who play games.
So then I was telling Frank about that. I'm like, okay, think back. When's the last time you've gone out? And I was like, well, our buddy Noe, you guys went out. And I was like, where'd you guys go out?
to a sports bar.
That's right. Thank
It was
you.
the only thing open. I'm sorry.
It was the only thing open. I'm like, what is, you guys, are you big into sports? Like, what game was on?
I don't remember, to be honest.
But I guarantee you, if Double Lift or Faker were up on screen, you'd be cheering them on.
Yes.
Yelling like that.
Yes. Faker, by the way, is the best League of Legends player, like, alive. He's a legend.
Is that like a real person?
Well, that's his
Yes.
gamer tag, yeah.
Look him up, please. All right.
Let's see. What's his
He
real
plays mid lane. He's iconic for playing Zed.
Yes,
He's like a
my
ninja.
daddy.
Who is Faker League of Legends? Let's see. God, I'm going to get like.
People are going to be screaming at this. What do you mean? Who's me?
I see. Has Faker ever lost a game?
Yes.
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 Wow.
Against what was it, Boss? Or did Boss just
Faker
kill
has
him?
5 world
No, they
championships.
actually lost against them.
Wow.
What was it, Los Ratones?
Los Ratones, yeah.
Yeah. They're from Spain?
I think so. I don't know. I really don't know.
Wow.
But yeah. So that was the idea, because I'm always like spitballing ideas with not just Frank, like Frank and a few of our other friends, and I'm like, come on, I have a big business oriented mind. I'm like, what skills do we all have? Like, I'm a software engineer, but none of you guys have like software engineer or programming skills. So what other skills do you guys have? And all of them worked at a bar at one point. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I know working at is not the same as running, but it is having experience that you could translate.
And it is a good idea. Don't get me wrong. It is a good idea. But I guess it's just the old me, I feel old already. I'm not as old as you are.
Whoa!
No,
On his birthday, Frank. Wow.
Shots fired.
I'm just saying.
We'll talk to you when you turn 30, okay? Whatever. See how you feel.
No, okay, I'm not.
Get out.
All right. Anyway, so what part of you?
I guess, back in the day, gamers and, that sort of community, sorry, was like not too big, frowned upon on, like.
You get bullied, you get pushed around.
So it's the younger me sees it like, okay, it's not going to work because it wasn't a big thing back then. But now, the more you think about it, it's like, yeah, it definitely could work with a newer generation and whatnot.
Yeah, gaming is more mainstream now.
Mm-hmm. Because you look at Fortnite. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's another thing I told Kimberly. I don't want this to be like
A little kid
A
bar.
little kid bar,
Where they
yeah,
have,
we're like-
Fortnite and Minecraft only.
Yeah, exactly. Where we would, like, for example, we went to a bar this weekend that had a bunch of like open arcade games here in Austin, and like before 9:00 they let in kids. Might as well just been Mr. Gaddy's, right? Like there's kids running around everywhere. Like it's packed and it's crammed. I wanted to feel more like a bar. Like you can walk in and relax, and it's not just filled with like screaming kids or anything. Like something a little bit like that. Because I feel like every time there's anything oriented towards like games, immediately they're like, all right, cash in on the kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
Plenty of adults play games though.
I know. A lot of women play games too. I remember when we were growing up, that was a thing.
Oh my God, Frank, stop.
Okay, sorry.
It was a thing. Like everybody thought that gaming was a male-dominated field, and then like they started doing research, and like female gamers made like the majority of games. But then they started like bringing in mobile games, and they're like, wait a minute, those aren't real gamers.
You gotta be like games on like I would say a PC or Xbox, PlayStation, that kind of stuff.
But does like Animal Crossing count? Okay, Frank, I can vouch for you.
Those are called cozy games. Okay,
Yeah.
Chill, Sergio.
But does that make you a game?
Because
Because a game
Yes,
is like a
definitely.
badge, right? Like I'll give Frank a gamer badge because he plays games like Escape from Tarkov, League of Legends, hyper competitive games, right? Like
just
No,
because
no.
You
You're-
can't like put it in a box. If you're gonna be a gamer, if you're gonna say you're like pro gamer, you have to like open up to everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like only if you play competitive games.
but like not
No.
even just competitive games, because like Zelda is a game that I would consider gamer. Like like Mario Brothers,
So if someone plays
Nintendo
Animal
64.
Crossing only, they're not a gamer. Is that what you're saying?
That's the debate. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying there exists a debate online.
There's gonna be a lot of angry people in the comments after this episode.
I am
What
not
that
saying,
comment you're making right
hey,
now.
look, I am
Call
just.
out Sergio
I
in the
am not
comments.
saying that people who only play cozy games aren't gamers, but I'm just saying that is a debate that exists online.
I would love to play more cozy games, but anytime I sit at my computer, you're like, play League with me, and I'm like, okay, well.
I tried
I'll
to get her to
one
play like
game.
The Sims. I figure that's a good like clicky.
I did like playing games. I did like playing The Sims, but there was a couple of like true crime cozy games I wanted to play. And there was one about like a stalker that was like following somebody, but it's like a cozy game because it's like, I'm not explaining it well.
You know how cozy it feels to follow someone home?
I do not.
I don't know how to explain it. There's like haunted ones too, like ghost games also that I want to play. Because you know when you're kids, I don't know if you remember this, Frank, since you're younger than us, but when we played computer games when we were kids, it had like the Disney Channel games and like the Lilo and Stitch sandwich making game. Do you remember those?
See, you had to stack the... Yeah, dude, that was my favorite game. I swear, I used to play that.
I loved those games. Those are like cozy. That was like the start of cozy games, I think.
Okay.
So would you call those people gamers?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, that's where I was going.
Well, those games, like...
It didn't help that as soon as I was about to say that, you're like, oh, yeah, I love that. And I just said, I consider Frank a gamer. And I'm like, no. My argument's dissolving in front of me.
Look, I think being classified as a gamer is just liking video games. Doesn't matter the genre or how intense it could be. As long as you like a game, enjoy it, and you can have fun with it, you're a gamer.
Yeah.
So...
Except if you play mobile games. Mobile games don't count.
I like stirring the pot a little bit, okay? So you know how when someone says, I'm an athlete, what do you expect in your brain? Like, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
They play like soccer,
League of Legends
basketball. Oh my god!
Exactly. See, that's the reaction I'm talking about, right? You hear someone call themselves an athlete, you picture someone running around with a ball, you picture someone who's fit, someone who's lean, has condition, can go and run around in a field for times, right? That's your immediate picture of an athlete.
Well,
right?
what's the definition of athlete, though?
Let's see.
Search that up real quick.
But anyway, there's sports like poker, right? And they're considered sports, and those are also considered athletes. An athlete is anybody who participates in a sport, I believe.
You believe. You could be wrong, though.
Let's see. A person who is proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise.
There you go.
Physical exercise.
Physical.
So
Let's get
poker is
physical.
considered a sport.
Let me see. Is poker
Sport.
considered?
And the thing is, right there, an
But
athlete
it's not
is
an athlete.
No.
He could be a professional player.
Let's go
but
back.
not an athlete.
Let's go back to that.
Poker is generally not considered a sport in the mainstream sense. While it involves skills and strategy, it is primarily relies on mental exertion rather than physical athleticism, which is key characteristics of most sport.
Because that's the thing that I've heard of. So
it's like mental exertion, which is I would say the same thing as like esports.
League of Legends,
it's
yeah.
It's mental.
Exactly.
And physical. And sports, by definition, is more physical. Yeah.
Right? So the same thing, when I think gamer, I think solving puzzles like League of Legends, or not League of Legends, like The Legend of Zelda. I think like Doom, Halo, Metal Gear, Assassin's Creed, God of War, even if it's single player games, right? But it's the type of games that require some level of evolving skill to complete. You can't just sit down and play like even Tetris because it gets faster and faster, but some of those cozy games, they have no real like end game to it. It's just like something to pass the time, and that's where I'm like.
So would you say someone that plays, I don't know, let's say Escape from Tarkov once a week is more of a gamer? If someone plays Animal Crossing the entire week.
Oh. Well, is Animal Crossing a gamer game?
It's not about how.
We're trying to ask you what you think. If someone plays League of Legends once a week, one game only, or if someone plays Animal Crossing all day, every day, who's more of a gamer? Or are they both gamers?
It's because I don't think it's about the time that they spend playing. I think it's about the game that they
You
play.
yourself don't even know. Cedric.
I don't agree with that.
You're literally just.
I want to hear
That's
from
all
people
you're
in the
doing.
comments. Please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and then drop a comment and let us know, what do you think a gamer is? Okay, because the definition of athlete was sport or it's anyone who participates or is proficient in a sport or physical activity. That's what I heard.
Okay.
It wasn't or.
What is the definition of a gamer? A person who plays video games or participates in role-playing games. That's it. Gamer, especially in sports, a person known for consistently making a strong effort.
Role-playing games too. So that, I mean, yeah, I would consider like WoW players gamers. Like that's what I think of as a gamer. It's like quest lines. You have to go complete storylines. I would say like
Is it
those are the
similar to
OGs.
like what do you call yourself? A cinephile? Mm-hmm. It's similar to that. Just an enthusiast with a dedication to games. That's what a gamer is. That's,
All right.
that's what Google's saying.
I guess it just depends on the person and what they think. Sergio doesn't think people that play Animal Crossing are gamers. I think anybody
disagree.
that plays any game,
Yeah.
gamers, as long as you enjoy it.
I never said that I don't think
You
that those people aren't
literally
saying.
said it 5
I am
minutes ago.
saying
Oh my
that there
God.
is a debate online that goes
You
on
did
since
not
I
say
was.
that. Oh my!
I specifically called it out. Check the tape.
I will.
This
check the
episode,
tape.
you know how we had the episode of like what it means to be an American, what it means,
What
to,
it
be
means to be a gamer.
That's what this episode's going to be called. Yeah, because I think growing up, like for me, my background is not as intense as y'all's, obviously. So I started off with Nintendo 64,
Okay.
which is like I think a pretty common.
I believe you're thinking of the Super Nintendo.
No, I thought it was Nintendo 64.
Super Nintendo. It's the purple one, the little one that you.
The purple one. Never mind. He knows more than what I started with because I've told him. But I think, starting off, some people started off with those type of games just for fun because like I feel like everybody had those in the 90s, right? Who played them in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. A lot of people had those games, and like some people just stopped because I think there was a while there was like kind of a stigma to be a gamer because the typical stereotype for a gamer, I'm sorry guys, is like greasy, not really attractive, really like antisocial. Not saying that you two are like that at all.
Okay.
But there was like a stereotype. I think now it's being redefined, with like media, at least certain media, like, it's becoming, like I said, more mainstream. And I think people should know that it doesn't matter, like, whether you play, no matter what game you play, it's okay to like any type of video game. If you're having fun, you shouldn't let it stress you out. You too, okay? Because I hear y'all playing games and sometimes I hear it gets a little intense. You should just have some
My problem's not with the game.
It's with the players.
Exactly. The people who are playing the game.
I know, but you shouldn't let them stress you out.
The game is great.
Why do you
Imagine
need
investing an hour into a game and then
why do
losing
you
that
need
because of
to be
somebody
gold?
else.
Like, why do you need to like level up? Why can't you just go and play?
Because it's a reflection of your skill. Like that is the whole point. You sit here and you like they're like, by the way, this is how good you are. And I'm like, well, I know this isn't as good as I am because I've played with other people who are up here and I can hold my own. And then these people over here are eating glue with each other. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well,
it's
like-
always bot lane that like decides to
Whoa.
Well, I don't need anything to like define I'm a reader, right? Nobody needs to define like me and being a reader. Like, why do you guys need to be defined? I invest time
Look at
and
me.
money.
I read Charlotte's Web. Green Eggs and Ham. Am I a reader?
Yeah.
I
Good
read
job.
the Hungry Caterpillar one.
Good job.
I had pictures.
Yeah. You guys are readers and that's all that matters. And it doesn't matter your level or skill. And you shouldn't let it affect you. Like, okay, books do make me cry. I'm not going to lie to you, but it still leaves me with the good sense. I feel like sometimes I go up there and he was like, I'm so upset. And, like, I hear like, if I'm in the bathroom, our bathroom, you could hear like his chair and I can hear when he gets upset because he like bangs on his desk or he like moves a certain way. And I can hear when he's having a bad game.
Okay,
He's
so imagine
mad.
you were reading the book and there was someone constantly yelling in your side. You're just wasting time reading something that you're not concentrating in, and so you lose that precious time. That's what playing League of
That's a
Legends
good
is.
point.
You're playing for 30, 40 minutes and it just goes to waste.
Then you can just mute
because
their
of
mic.
somebody else.
Just mute their mic.
Okay.
What do you mean?
No. I got one. I like your metaphor. I'm going to pick up your metaphor and run with it.
Okay.
Let's say you're reading a book, right? And it's a series book, right? You have like 3 books that you have to go through, like a Harry Potter series type of thing, right?
Okay.
And every match is a chapter. You can't move on in the story unless you win a match. You can't go on to the next chapter because there are multiple chapters in a book, just like there are multiple divisions in a rank, right? Let's say you want to get to the last book, and as you're reading, you have to have everybody read together.
Oh God.
And if somebody doesn't recognize a word or stumbles on a word, you have to start the chapter again.
Oof, that's rough.
Not just this. Let's say you get to the very end. You're in the last chapter. But every time you lose, you go back a chapter. And you have to start from the chapter before the chapter you were on.
That's a good
It's
metaphor.
okay, Sadie. It's okay.
But I think you're just proving
But it's
my
a really good
point.
metaphor, though. It's a really
It's
good
a good metaphor, but you're proving my point. Like, you guys just get so worked up about it, and I'm not the only wife who thinks so. Like, or a partner of a gamer. Like, you guys get so angry. You're like, it calms me down. It's my hobby. It's like,
It's an addiction, to be honest. It's straight up an addiction.
Yeah, that might. Reading doesn't like raise my blood pressure or like put my friendships in jeopardy.
It's the wins. Like the dopamine hits when you're winning and you're like ahead and you're just like crushing everybody else. That's what makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Because like you've been there, you're grinding, you're behind over and over again, and all of a sudden you're up, and now you're up again, and now you keep going up, and now everyone on your team's like, get behind the Quinn or get behind the Akali, and you're just destroying and demolishing everyone. You win a game, you go, see, I knew I had it in me. Let's go again. But then the next game does not go the same.
Damn. Well, I mean, that sucks.
And they framed the game. The game.
I don't know what to tell you
The
guys.
game is framed as skill, right? Like everybody I've ever talked to, I'm like, "What rank are you?" They're like, "Oh, I'm this," but like I've peaked at whatever, and they're like,
How
"Okay."
cute.
And they go, no, but you don't get it. Like my teammates are trash, and like I mean, you've seen this. Like I would always tell you this, like, no, you don't get it. My queue is horrible. Like my MMR, whoever, like whatever the algorithm is for matchmaking, it's horrible on mine. And they're like, no, dude, it's just like your skill. Once, if you are a diamond player, you will reach diamond player. I've had emerald players who have reached emerald, play with me, and just cannot carry. Like the people you're matched with. Like if that was true, that just being good, a good level, doesn't matter who I like. If I duoed with them, they should be able to carry me. I mean, there was that diamond player that joined the server all of a sudden. He's like, "Oh, I'll carry you for sure."
yeah.
Went like 0-23 in my like range in my league or my rank that was going. It's like, what happened? I thought this game was all about skill, right? If you're a diamond player, then you're gonna get to diamond no problem because you're playing with a bunch of like people who are easier to play with than you. It's not. I think the game is rigged towards engagement.
It's rigged. You
And
sound
the
like
people who made it past that, you know, because they have to keep
it's
a
like
certain
they
quota.
know who they want to win. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist.
I mean, it's true, okay? I'm a professional, okay?
Okay.
I'm a
Okay,
professional.
sure.
I work in the tech industry.
Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. I'm kidding. Oh, crap.
You're getting too intense here. God damn it. I thought Bella was like fighting you. I'm like, Bella, what are you doing to him?
It's gone, I think.
Okay. I don't
I'm
have
so
any
sorry,
bananas.
Bella. I
I'm
kinda
I have pickle
pushed you.
juice. Do you need some pickle juice?
Why pickle juice?
You can, apparently you can
The
drink pickle
electrolytes.
juice.
This is
Yeah.
the electrolyte.
And you can get rid of your cramps.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, we can move on
I
now.
think, actually, hold on. Give me just one second.
Okay,
This will
Frank's gonna be out of
edited
pocket for a
right?
second.
Well, we'll cut it. Or we'll leave it in.
Yeah, we can leave it in.
We'll see what... We'll make it a short. Was it just like the way you had your leg or something?
That means you're dehydrated.
I am a little bit, yes.
You should get some water. Have you drink any water
It
today?
sounded like you took damage in Minecraft. Oh. Oh.
All right, I think I'm back.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that.
Anyways, I don't even remember what we were saying. Frank got like violent over there.
Okay, so I was saying...
Off over here.
I'm in the industry. Okay, I'm a software. I worked through a software engineer in software engineering manager now. So like I've worked in the tech industry, and I see how these software products work. League of Legends, a video game, is no different than your Ubers, than your software, the apps that you use. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's hitting him again, isn't it?
Well then,
I'm so sorry, guys.
it's okay. It happens.
Okay. I think it's gone.
Okay. So because they're no different than any other software in the industry, then they optimize for money, right? And in video games, you want players engaged because the more committed they are to your game, the more they're likely to spend time and effort in their games, right? League of Legends is a free game. Anyone can play it. How do they make money? With skins. And it's not just League of Legends. It's Fortnite. It's Call of Duty. It's every other game, right? Every other free game. They want you to spend money on their skins. So there is a thing called, it was like engagement-based matchmaking, where like they'll figure out how many games you're willing to play before you call it quits. And then they'll give you those many wins. And then right before you're about to lose, they'll give you a loss streak, or the opposite, right? They'll give you a bunch of losses, and right before you're about to quit, they'll give you the win to keep you engaged.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that would increase the probability that you're going to be like, yeah, okay, cool. The Yasuo is my champ. I'm going to go buy the $300 skin, but that's with Ari, right?
Yeah,
The $300 Ari skin, because I won.
500.
So I'm not saying that's what they do, but I mean, it's up to us to trust them that they're not doing that, and I don't trust anyone.
Dang.
But yeah.
So besides League of Legends, what other games do you guys play? Because that's all we've talked about, really.
We played. Okay. So I'm not
Okay,
a
we
big.
know that.
Hold on. I'm not a big horror game fan.
We all know
Okay.
that. I bought you the virtual reality. Why did I say virtual reality? I could just say VR. I bought you the VR Resident Evil 7. And
I
you've
have
never
not played that.
You've never, I think you've played the first 4 minutes and that's it.
It's scary, dude.
And his sister's always like, let's play it. And he refuses to play it.
Why are you so scared of something that you know is not real?
Because he's a chicken.
This is
Like
the
me.
thing, like-
I'm a chicken also. It's okay.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. I would never play it as well.
Yeah, the VR and the headset. We have the headset and everything.
did you just call me chicken?
Yeah.
Nobody calls me chicken. That's a Fast and the Furious reference. Or not Fast and the Furious. What am I saying?
I think we're all a
It's
little
Back to
loopy.
the Future.
I've never seen
Fast and the Furious.
I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, me either.
Oh my God! Who am I in
We
a
have
room
them on
with?
Plex.
We gotta watch them.
Watch them tomorrow.
But yeah, no, I don't do good with scary games. So they, on the other hand, they love scary games, like scary games. I mean, you guys play Outlast, okay? That is considered one of the scariest games.
Oh, really?
Okay, we love
The Forest.
scary games, but co-op scary games.
Yeah.
We cannot be together scared, because playing by yourself in a scary game is scary.
Yeah.
But having friends there with you, it makes it fun. You all get to scream like little girls and run around.
So that being said, we picked up Lethal Company, we picked up Repo, we picked up Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I could do my Phasmophobia strat on Repo, where just before you guys hit the last Repo the checkpoint,
Yeah.
I run back into the ship and wait for you guys, so that because you know how they all spawn once you finish the last checkpoint.
Yeah.
So I run in the ship before they spawn and then just wait for you guys.
You see, that's a very selfish move of you, because we're over here fighting for our lives, and if when someone dies, we carry their body, and we need that extra body, to help us.
That he was not
But
a team
what if
player.
He's not a
everybody-
team player, and we go back to League again, where he sucks at team fighting, and it pisses me off because he doesn't listen.
There we go.
Sorry. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Yes, no, and then the other game, the Phasmophobia, there's a way people in the game walk in with tripods and cameras, and they drop them off, and you look for orbs, like spirit orbs, and the only way to check that is inside of the van, and everyone starts off in a van, and they go into the haunted house to try to figure out what kind of ghost is in there. Mm-hmm. I'm the man in the van.
I remember that game. I played it with you guys once or twice.
Yep.
There was a cabin and there was a regular suburban house. Remember those two?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different locations. There's an
I liked that game, but it was still pretty gnarly, I'll say.
Terrifying, yeah.
It wasn't crazy, but
So what's better? Playing. I mean, you know what? It's because Tarkov's also a horror game. We think about
It
it.
really is. Yeah. Tarkov is pretty scary.
Like the feeling of like something's coming to get you is something that I just don't know. I mean, Tarkov is a little different because once you find like a rhythm or like a play style that works for you, you can just repeat that.
He's a rat. Everybody knows he's a rat.
Listen, that's how you make money. Every time we play, and every wipe that we play, y'all are off in like SKSs and like what were the scav gears?
You know why? Because after we do all the fighting, your little rat ass, laying down, crouching, goes and picks up all our gear and goes and sells it.
I do not go and sell it. I bring it back to you guys, okay? I'll tell you what the secret
I still
is.
remember about that graphics card you took from me.
What? When did I take a graphics card from you? Did you have it on you?
I had it on my body when I died.
Well, I can't give it back to you.
You could have given me the money.
No, I can't. There's a limit on rubles.
Back in the day.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay,
we
sorry.
don't have to
Okay,
discuss
yeah,
this more, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Either way, like a lot of the games that we play are like hyper competitive games. Like that Tarkov, there is no rank system in it, but like it's about the gear that you use and the money that you have to buy in. So I guess for me, it's about like getting something in return for the playing, right?
Can you just be happy after you play a game?
No, because at the same time, like then it just feels like a waste of time. Like there's only so many rounds of repo that you can play before you're like meh. Yeah. But you can play League of Legends all night long because there's something you're gaining in exchange for that game, which is the LP.
Okay.
And you're trying to get to a higher rank, which is when bot lane is over there eating glue.
Yeah.
And you're trying hard because you've lost 2 games in a row and you're about to demote.
So what about you, Kimberly? You're not a big gamer yourself.
No.
You don't play video games that much.
I like to play like easy games, but somebody who doesn't like playing them. I like to play Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Okay.
I like The Sims. Like I have it on my computer. I want to get more into cozy games.
So you're more of a solo gamer, solo player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like doing little tasks of my own. I liked playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I liked playing that.
Okay. Nice.
But not really, because I feel it's like an intense gamer.
Competitive.
So like, yeah, very
What?
competitive.
No. What are you talking about? What gives you that impression of me?
Very competitive. So it's really hard to like match his level. So we don't get to play. We played. What game did we play recently? Like
It Takes Two?
We played It Takes Two together.
Oh, really?
It was a really fun game because I remember. Tell us about it because you have a better perspective than me because you're like a real gamer.
So there's a lot of waiting in that game.
Yeah, I've played it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I can assume.
I played it with Kimberly, right? And we quickly established that she never learned to double jump.
Oh, that double jump was stressful. I was pregnant when we played it.
I was like, Kimberly, all you got to do is double jump. And she's like, I'm double jumping. I'm like, no. You're like instantly jumping, right? So you're performing 2 jumps. That's very different from a double jump. You extend the time between the first jump and the second jump to give you maximum distance. And like it's one of those things that like for us that we've been playing video games since we were kids, it's an intuitive thing that translates over to every game.
Yeah.
But she was learning it during the game.
Yeah.
But I think that game was actually really good because like as you progress through the game, it gets different styles. I was telling Kimberly it's like a love letter to gaming almost because you get the crawling, like the dungeon crawler type of game. You get the FPS aspect of it. You get a fighting a style of gaming in one place. So as you progress through the storyline, there's different ways that you play. And it's giving homage to like Mortal Kombat, to Racing Sims, to all that kind of those games. So it gives you a nice little variety.
Yeah, but I enjoy playing games, but not as intensely. I like playing like 1, maybe 2 games in League, and so was like, "You don't want to play more?" I'm like, "No."
You
fine.
play 1 game and then you're like, "That was fun."
Yeah, I play games to have fun. That's it. I don't need to level up, be ranked, whatever. I don't need to do that.
I don't think you get the concept of games.
Competitive games, at least.
I mean, there's always a win condition for something to be called a game, right? It's not a game if there's not a win condition.
Not necessarily
can't you-
like.
I mean, you do
Minecraft,
win.
I mean, well, I guess Minecraft.
You
guess
beat the dragon.
But now, Minecraft is very popular for the reason that you can do anything in the game. You can. Some people
Yeah,
just
I
enjoy
like to,
building.
Yeah, I like that's what I like.
Well,
about
that's why
Minecraft.
Lego is really popular. But at that point, Minecraft is a toy,
Well, yeah. I mean, kids love it.
but it's not a game. Unless you're playing it to like beat the Ender Dragon and get to the end and beat Minecraft, you know? You can take what I find appealing about Minecraft is you can take as long as you want to beat the game.
I love to go and get lost in Minecraft, then he has to come find me. But like not hide and seek, but it's like I just go off,
Go and wander.
and then he's like, oh, I have to go find you, and then I'm like, I don't know where I'm.
It's the middle of the
going.
night. She's getting attacked by zombies. And she's like screaming, "Ah, where am I?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Where are you?" And
I love that. It's so funny.
I have to follow the little name tag off in the distance. I'm like, "Okay, that way. Go, 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 go."
Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, no, Kimberly likes more of the slow-paced games.
Yep.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Again, she is technically a gamer.
Technically, yes.
Yes, absolutely, a gamer.
Yeah.
You don't seem convinced, but I'll take your
No,
word for it.
she's a gamer.
She's-
I've made her.
I would say like I'm a gamer, but like the level is like
Look, she has a full
I'm a low
pink
level.
Razer setup
I'm a low level gamer.
for
I
her
would say.
computer.
She's an e-girl then. E-girl gamer.
Oh my god.
That's right.
No.
You know, you don't have any idea how long or for how long I've been trying to convince her to get like the kitty ears
No.
on the headphones.
No.
Should, yes.
Denied.
The pink kitty ears for her pink headset as well.
No thanks. I'm good. Yeah. So to wrap us up, what would you all say is like your favorite aspect of gaming? As two people who play a lot of games,
That's
what makes it worth it besides the winning aspect? Like, what would you say? I love how you're like,
all we do is suffer.
It really that is true. I don't want to say it's like the satisfaction, but I mean, really, that's the only thing we really get, right? Is the satisfaction of building a skill. At least that is for me.
I guess so. I'm also very competitive. You guys have no idea how.
I've seen and I've
I
heard
am
of what's
very
happened. Yes.
competitive. Yes. So for me, is proving that I'm better than somebody else.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's building that skill, right? At the end of the day, you were better than them, right? And seeing your rank is a reflection of your skill in the game. So playing to the point where that rank has social standing, that is what's nice, right? So like if you tell someone, "Oh, I'm plat," they go, "Oh, shoot." You know, that's nice. But if you go and you tell someone, "Oh, I'm silver," they go, "Oh. Okay."
And you know what I'm gonna say to that, guys? Touch grass, okay?
Wow.
Wow. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Partner Up Podcast. Episode
21.
21. We can drink. Salud.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us,
for
Frank.
joining us.
Cheers.
See you guys in the next episode. I'm Sergio.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Frank.
See you guys in
Bye.
episode 22.
Bye-bye.
Bye.